Fuck podcasts.
Yeah, fuck them entirely.
This was so hard.
That was such a bad idea.
Getting to where I am right now,
which is the very beginning,
is so hard.
It's impossible.
I had podcasts in the past, as you know.
Yeah.
And they were just more carefree. I did it with Christian.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish we would have kept doing them, but there were nothing close to how like organized and professional we're trying to do this one now.
We're trying to do it so properly, so well that it's become a detriment.
Yeah, I'm in the red currently.
We're in
financially.
Debt. Yeah,
these microphones aren't cheap, and either is the platforms we're hosting this audio on to make sure that it gets everywhere on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. Is that what it's called?
And then
Apple?
We insisted on having a .horse domain, so that cost a lot of money.
.horse domains are so expensive.
Yeah.
But it would be too funny not to. So thank you for visiting all the space in between .horse. See,
our beautiful website.
All the horse girl traffic we're gonna get it's gonna pay
and
it back.
That's our target audience.
We start neighing. So prancing around the room on all fours and neighing for 45
This podcast is going to
minutes.
be, we're going to have a whole segment of me like hitting coconuts together to sound like horse. Yeah.
And me getting extremely turned on.
Anyway.
Are you familiar with the concept of clopping? Clopping, is that what it is? I have no idea why I'm bringing this up.
Here's the thing. It's one of those things that in my brain I know what it is, but there's a big like do not enter sign in front of it.
Let's enter it together.
Oh god.
Close your eyes.
Let's go through this door.
What do you think it means?
Oh, it's something to do with My Little Pony.
That's what I remember too.
Yeah.
I believe it's what they call, it's their equivalent to fapping. And it's called clopping, right? I'm sorry I had to say fapping on the show.
I hate that.
I know.
God, we're what, 2 minutes in?
My dick retracted into my body. Yeah.
Yeah. Awful.
Anyway.
Podcasts
Welcome.
are hard.
Wait, yeah, okay. Let's prior to getting into this, because this is episode 1, we don't have any questions to answer.
Yeah.
No one knows we're doing this yet.
No. It's a sneaky little thing.
Podcasts are hard.
Yeah.
To like properly distribute and to have them hosted places, like it's we never wanted to be limited by certain platforms that would only host the last 100 episodes because we see we would like to see longevity in this thing.
Yeah.
So we didn't want to do that. So we're thinking like really far ahead, like 2 years into the future.
We're thinking so far ahead. This is the biggest commitment we've ever made, assuming that we're going to be doing this podcast in 2 years.
Or together.
Even talking.
We could not be together and still be doing the podcast because all that ad money. We can't give it up, baby.
We're going to have to pretend that we're still together for the podcast, though.
But right down to the microphones, like, okay, picking out the microphones and then EQing them and having them sound good and removing the background noise and then the intro music, which we created like 4 different versions of.
We went through quite a few iterations of intro music.
Does this sound good? I don't know. It sounds too spooky. Okay, yeah, it sounds sure. Let's do this one. Sounds too happy. It was when we were thinking of the name of the show, all the space. Think about that while you make the thing. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, no one cares. No one cares. But I spent days on a little jingle.
Yeah. And it's perfect.
And I love it. It's
perfect.
I do enjoy it a lot.
That's the fucked up thing, is that it's great.
It's really good.
Is that actually hard work and passion pays off in a nasty little twist of events.
Right. And then when creating the cover of this, we're like, well, we don't want to just use a font.
No.
We want to draw the font.
Yeah.
So now we're just
we want it to be like a little bit symbolic. So like, oh, the word space is going to be like in between, and it's going to have like space inside the letters.
Yeah. So all the space in between, the word space is in the middle.
It's a little bit arty.
And it's a little bit quirky.
It's a little bit country and a little bit rock and roll.
It's not rock and roll, but it's a little country. It's got a hard edge. It's got a handcrafted feel. It's a little bit artisan. But at the same time, it's a fucking podcast.
So who the fuck cares?
So who cares? No one's going to look at it.
No one cares apart from us.
Okay, right down to getting the domain, getting the .com, snagging it. Not, all the space in between show, all the space in between podcast.
Dash
It's just
show
all the
underscore
space.
now.
It's the simplest thing to remember, and it's all the, and then there's a dash, space. So think of the word space. There's a dash.
Everyone's going to
space,
be so confused by the end of this.
B dot, and this sucks, but tween. So tween is sort of the what are those things called? The
domain.
Yeah, like the
extension.
End extension, yeah. So it's dot tween.
.horse.
And then that wasn't taken, so I'm actually giving a small amount to whoever owns that. So it's slash podcast show.
That's
horse.
good and easy to remember.
Yeah. So if you just keep that in mind, and then the email, oh my god. The email, holy shit. Okay.
So it's all of that at all of that.
It's all
You gotta type that out twice with that.
it's all of that at, and then that again in reverse. That'll forward it to my email, which is way simpler, but you cannot have it.
It shan't be given out. No.
Too personal.
Too personal. That's only for those women who are looking for a Caucasian male over 28 to have.
Those bots I can't stop getting. And if only I'd stop responding, maybe they'd stop.
If you'd stop sending your pic when they ask.
Yeah. If I'd stop sending them cash, then maybe I wouldn't have such a reputation among them. This sucker will actually
They keep telling
do it.
all their bot friends about you.
I have a screenshot of one that was really cute because they're clearly just bots, right? Mm-hmm. And sometimes the bot algorithm will type something that's like adorable.
Yes.
And usually not. Usually it's just like, hi, I'm sexy mistress looking for quiet, polite Caucasian male.
You're like, you're in the wrong fucking place, baby.
Yeah, sorry, honey. And then I report her. I get a computer arrested.
Book 'em, boys.
Podcasts are hard though to set up, but I'm very, very happy that we're doing this properly, and we're doing this with the future in mind. And it's going to be hosted all places, and it's going to be easy to listen to.
Yeah.
So we're recording this in advance because before even submitting it to iTunes, we have to have episode 1 ready to go.
Yes.
But I'm happy to announce that after that, it'll be a weekly installment.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
The idea is that we will be coming to you every week. Yes, including Christmas Day.
No.
Oh.
Absolutely
yes,
not.
including...
Well, actually, maybe. Why not? We're not recording them day of.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Sure.
Definitely
Christmas Day.
including Halloween, though.
If Christmas Day lands on a Monday, fucking fine, I guess. Now that you've set
Once
that
every
up.
7 years.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Then sure.
So we have to keep it going for at least 7 years.
Yeah. With that said, yes, it's hard. Yes, it's difficult. But we did it. I actually pulled my first all-nighter in a while.
You did. And then you were... Here's the thing that I
Okay.
have to break to you. You're too old to pull all-nighters
You don't have to
anymore.
break that to me. I'm constantly thinking and saying it.
Your body and mind were broken the next day.
Yeah. I'm not as young as I was.
No.
And that's how time works.
No. And like, I feel other people pull an all-nighter and then the next day they're like, I'll just have that good coffee, baby. That good 5-hour energy drink.
Oh, God.
That good... It gives you wings. Red Bull.
Red Bull, yeah.
Not a sponsor.
No more ads or names, please.
Yes.
We're not sponsored yet. We need to get those listeners up first.
No, but you don't have any of that.
Me, on the other hand, no. I'm just anxious the next day, and if I were to even smell coffee, it would give me a panic
It would
attack.
just tip you over
Yeah.
that precarious edge.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just get tired, but I did sleep well last night because I only pulled the all-nighter a couple nights ago.
Yes.
But I did that figuring out the major solution with the show of like, how do we host it here, but
Of how
have it
to
all
get
on
it in
one RSS
syndication
feed.
everywhere.
Yeah, but then not limit it to 100 episodes, but also have it hosted here, but so we can track all the downloads. And I figured it all out, and it's good. And we're here.
Yeah.
So with that said,
With that said, I guess, like what, now 10 minutes into the podcast? Welcome to our brand new podcast.
Which
All
is
the
called
spaces in between.
All the space.
All the space in between.
It's still new for us too.
It's still brand new.
Yeah.
And we went through a lot of names.
We did.
We settled on this one.
Even the we didn't settle.
We didn't settle. This was the best one.
Even the picking of the name was fucking.
Oh, that took us like 4 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, we'll just think of some.
We'll just slap a name together.
First of all, lots of podcasts exist already.
There's more than 3, which was news to me.
For sure.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan Experience.
Yeah.
That's one of them.
Uh-huh.
Fuck. Dear God.
Oh shit.
Jesus. Well, there's ours now.
So that's 2.
That's 2.
That's more than 1.
Okay. If anyone can think of another podcast, I'm sorry, I'm blanking right now. I feel so stupid, but I know there's more. That's the crazy thing. Like I swear to God, I've seen them. No, there's lots of podcasts. I swear
I must have heard one.
There's lots and lots and lots of podcasts out there. I listen to many podcasts and so many taken names.
Yeah.
So many hey, that's a good idea. It's like, of course it's a good idea. Someone else had it 3 years ago, you know?
Someone else had it in 2006.
Yeah,
And they're still going.
The most fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? The most discouraging thing that I came across when I was doing all this, I know I already told you this, but it's fucking crazy, is reading how to do something very particular that I wanted to do using like RSS feeds and the this or that. How do I get it hosted on this and that? Reading an entire article about that started off like, so there's no comprehensive way that I found online that explains this, so I'll explain it. And I read the whole fucking thing. And I was like, it's starting to make sense, but it doesn't fully make sense. It just felt a little off to me. And then I read the comments. And one of the comments said, it's so... Do you hear that siren?
Yeah.
Shit. They know we've started another podcast. They're like, sorry, that's the podcast limit.
1 was the podcast limit.
One of the comments at the bottom said, thank you so much for making this. You don't know how frustrating it is to read an entire article about something and realize that it was written in 2006. And that comment was from 2009.
So that comment, the commenter was complaining about reading 3-year-old content.
Yeah.
And you're reading it 10 years later.
Yeah, I'm reading it a decade later.
The year 2019.
Being like, this doesn't apply. Because like some of the links were broken and stuff. That's why I was like, it doesn't really feel that right. And then the comment was like, you don't know how frustrating it is to read an article about something and realize it's from 2006. It's like, you know, a tutorial about something. And that comment, I saw the comment 2009. And I'm like, and it's like 4 a.m. for me. So I'm like,
oh shit, I've been reading this article all night.
It was a long article. Long for me. My dyslexic
Finally
ass.
get down to the bottom to the comment section. Oh God,
Jesus
none of this
Christ.
is applicable anymore.
It was so long ago.
What a fever dream. Imagine having a podcast in 2006. How ahead of the curve you would be.
Amazing.
I'd never heard of a podcast in 2006.
And hosting it?
No.
Hosting
Jesus
it, having
Christ.
it available for people to listen to?
So niche.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
We need to think of the next new thing. Podcast out.
Ooh.
Casting your pod, on the other hand, which is what I just tweeted right before recording this.
Which by the time this goes live will be
an old tweet, yeah.
Yeah.
But actually, let me see that tweet and how it's doing, because I just tweeted right before recording, thinking about casting my pod in a little bit, because that's something I've been saying all week because it sounds disgusting. I might cast my pod later.
Been considering casting the old pod.
If you'll all allow me.
We won't.
Okay. That's fair. And for the best.
Yeah.
Good day. I might do it anyway, actually.
But by the time this goes live, that'll be buried under like the drama that you're planning to get into on Twitter, the little spat. The
one with Joe Rogan, yeah. That'll...
The one with Joe Rogan and Hobo Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go Joe Rogan and Hobo Johnson. The same person? You're like, clearly not.
Conspiracy theory?
No. Like, just hear me out. And then just a thread of problematic shit. Just a hefty fucking TikTok thread. But full of
presenting your whole debate in TikTok,
as a TikTok thread,
segments.
so that it can actually get shared and people like care about it. I'm tricking them into actually agreeing with me. To further explain the show.
Yes.
The first episode is just small talk. We don't have any advice to give. This is not an advice podcast, by the way.
This is not an advice podcast.
No.
But we shall be having an advice segment.
We will have an advice segment where we will
Yeah.
answer one of your questions toward the middle or end of the show.
Yeah. So try and impress us with them.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
No, don't.
With my experience of doing Sad Soul Advice Club,
Yes.
my biggest gripe with it was that many of the people that wrote in didn't necessarily need advice. Mm-hmm. Maybe they did, but it was advice that Christian and I shouldn't have been giving anyway. And it was just like the answer to most of it was like, seek therapy. I am not a therapist. I have a therapist.
Not a medical doctor.
Yes. I hope that you get better. You got to work on that stuff. And a lot of them were just very, very vague, like hundreds and hundreds of them worth, hundreds and hundreds of questions worth of people going, wait, am I saying that right? Hundreds of people saying,
Yes.
like, I'm anxious. What do I do? You know? And I'm just, what? I don't want to know. So I don't want questions like that.
No, we want particular.
I want very particular questions. I
We
want
want
kind of,
particular questions.
I want to know
would-
that, and it's anonymous too. So
Yeah.
they don't know who you are.
No.
No one knows who you are. We don't know who you are.
No. Well, unless your name is your email.
Oh my God. Your mom wrote in. She's asking about you.
She wants to know if you're okay. She hasn't heard from you in 3 weeks.
She said you're refusing to text her. But you're reading all her texts, which is weird. You turned your read receipt on, read them, and then didn't reply.
And then left. Yeah, and then uninstalled the app.
Sometimes right after she'll send you a message, you'll type something so that she'll think that, and then you'll just close your phone.
I would never.
No, I want some juicy stuff.
Yeah, we want questions on. I feel like we're decently well equipped to answer like some art-based questions.
Art, yes.
Yeah, some art, career creation kind of type questions.
I want to know the predicament that you're in, that you need actual advice.
Yeah, but I want to know something particular. I feel like we could give a relationship advice as well.
Yes, considering we have both been in relationships before.
Which makes us experts.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, if you have any like long distance relationship questions.
Oh, yeah. We're really good at that.
LDR type shit. Because as even though we are together now, let me touch your hand.
Oh, wow.
And oh my God, again, you are so slimy.
Stop.
You are so
It's the California
clammy.
climate.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
could tell, but I'm pretty used to it. You, on the other hand, are slipping off the couch.
Oh no, I'm just like an eel over here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a little
jelly deal.
What are those particular type of? They're like a gecko, like a newt. You're like a newt over there.
Yeah.
I want to know I want people to write in and just be like, yo, I fucked up. I need some help.
How do I fix it?
I'm in a pickle. And I want to be entertained by the questions that you send in. How about that? I would like to be entertained
Yeah, send
by
us
it.
some predicaments.
Or general life advice. Just don't make it, I'm anxious. What do I do? Because I don't make it so that my obvious answer would be seek professional help.
Yes.
Because I care for those people, obviously. But I'm very much in the mind state of I have a therapist. I am not a therapist.
Yes.
So I shouldn't be giving those people advice.
That's sensible. But yeah, give us some particular questions. We'll give you some particular answers.
Yes. That sounds fun, right?
Yeah. Unless your question is like, I'm a horrible trash boy. And then we'll probably just make fun of you.
I'm also down for that.
Yeah, that's fine, actually.
If a person is very clearly in the wrong, I'm going to be like, dog, you fucked up. What are you doing? You're
Yeah.
wrong.
Send us your juicy stuff.
We should probably give them the email.
That would be a great idea. That would be a great idea. Yeah.
And it is all the this is very, very easy to remember. But get ready because there's a lot of dashes. No, okay. It's just all the space in between at gmail.com.
All the space in between at gmail.com. You can also find that on our website, which is allthespaceinbetween.com.
Yes. You can click the email button there and
Yeah.
get taken right to sending us a freaking email.
Oh yeah, just some nasty little coding that I did there.
So, yeah.
Just some hacking that I
added
designed.
mail to : right? into the thing.
That was my contribution to the custom code.
Whereas I'm
Yeah.
over there like, shit. Okay, so the mobile nav I don't like, and but to have it be responsive, it's 50 pixels before it snaps. Okay, we'll get that.
And I just crack my fingers and Mail to.
And this will open up their email, which is what they don't want. Because it's going to use their native thing that they don't
native
use.
email app that I hate using.
But then they'll copy and paste it probably.
Yeah.
All the space in between at gmail.com. Or you can visit our website, allthespaceinbetween.com.
Yes. Perfect. Do that. Whoa, did you hear that?
Yeah, that was your stomach?
That was my stomach.
That was pretty cool.
It was me digesting a bagel.
How was your bagel?
Not as good as usual. I didn't have any tomatoes.
Is that why you didn't finish it?
Maybe.
You're a baby.
Okay. Here's a concept.
All right.
That has to do with the podcast and has to do with art in general.
Yeah, sure.
Everything is as hard as you want it to be.
Yeah. Sure. Yes, of course.
I like that.
Because even when we do very simple stuff that we think like, yeah, we could do this, is going to be easy. They are good concepts, is to be like, I'd like to eventually get there.
Yes.
But we don't anticipate
all the steps in between.
Sure.
I didn't mean to do that. I did not mean to do that.
Okay.
I only realized
like,
when you kind of looked at me.
Yeah, that's a little corny.
I didn't mean to do that. No, we don't realize the steps that it takes to get there. And you're like, right, you need to do this, 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 this.
Well, I feel an important thing to consider is that it doesn't normally take that many steps to start a podcast. You could just go, I'm going to put it on SoundCloud. Yeah. And then they'll put it on Apple, you know?
I was making a joke the other day where we were like, okay, finally, you've composed original music for it. We've gone through all these very particular things. We've designed, we've got a beautiful name. We've designed a website. We've designed a logo, everything like that. And I was like, great, all the very, very essential parts of the podcast are done.
All the things
everything
people
apart from
give a shit
recording the
about.
podcast.
Yeah.
Whereas you can definitely just get an app, record into your phone, and just press go, and then you have a podcast online technically.
Which I don't think is bad.
You can do that.
But
you
even when
do that.
I don't know, even when we made candles.
Yes.
And soap and stuff. It's a lot of fucking work. Or
I love to put more work than necessary into something.
I love to not get paid. I love to get back only what I put in and nothing more.
Yes.
I love to I love to only break even and then never go beyond that. It's like edging to me.
And then I was so much money.
I just go so close to I'll just go so close to the profit line, you know, and I'll just never cross it.
And then just back away. Just back away. Oh no, not today.
I'll say, well,
that'll be a treat for later.
I only made a certain amount of candles, but I should be selling them for way more because they cost me a lot more per because I only made 50 of them. But then I'd have to sell them for more money, and I don't want to do that. So I'll keep them cheap. And then as a result,
I'll be nice to the fucking consumer because I'm a dumbass.
Yeah,
that's what the fuck you sound like.
One of those. What'd you call me earlier?
A communist.
Like a pig shit, shrimp dick, fuck ass or something.
Yeah.
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 Like I can't remember because I was like just waking up.
I was already midway through saying it when you were waking up.
I woke up during you saying, and
there was actually a lot more before that. But
yeah, I heard it in my dream. That's why
I woke up.
Yeah, that's why I started shaking. And
a pig with a shrimp dick was saying it to me.
And I said, huh? And I was looking in the mirror in the dream. And then I was, oh, huh? And then I woke up and it was just like, honey, did you say, I was having a nightmare. Did you say anything? And then you just kept going.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Moving on. The real question I have for you is that do you think we can handle a once a week show?
We talk too much.
See, that's what I'm thinking. We, being in a long distance relationship, when you're away, all we fucking do is talk. We
will spend what will happen is I'm 8 hours ahead. So it'll be about 8 p.m. for me when you wake up. We'll then spend the whole of your day and the whole of my night talking. Yeah. And then when you're asleep, it's the whole of my night. I have to work. Yeah. And then I fall asleep and wake up. We just do it again. Sometimes there'll be little gaps in between where like you're waking up and I'm not yet asleep. Yes. Because you're waking up earlier than usual and I'm staying up late. And we'll say howdy to each other. Yeah, just in passing. Hey.
and then a little virtual handshake, and then nothing.
Just a clean, platonic little virtual handshake.
It is worth mentioning that even while you're gone, we will be doing the show.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's going to be weekly whether I am here as I am in California currently, or if I'm back home in England, which is where I come, if you hadn't guessed, from my frankly ridiculous and grating voice. Yeah.
It's bad.
I will be apologizing profusely every week. There'll be a whole segment of me apologizing.
How will we do that?
How? How will we... Well, okay, I'm going to have a microphone at home. We're going to call each other on Skype or something.
Yeah, something like that.
But I'll be recording separately into my microphone, into Logic, send you the file, you'll put them together.
And that is how we did every single episode of Sad Soul.
Yeah.
For the people that didn't know. We never recorded in the same room. We were in different states every single time.
You and Christian still never met.
Never.
No.
We should.
You
we still
absolutely
talk.
should, yeah.
There's nothing stopping us, especially now. I guess it's just like finances and time. But I would love to invite them down to stay here. I was supposed to do that shortly after I moved. And it took me like an entire year just to set up the house. So
yeah. And now the spare room belongs to the cats, unfortunately.
The spare room is a cat shitting room.
The spare room briefly was my room. Now it's just a cat shit room.
You are welcome to take it back anytime you want to just...
The work that would have to go into making it fine.
Well, it's also a vinyl storage room.
It is a vinyl storage room.
There's one cat box in it, a table, no computer because you didn't bring yours this time.
Yeah.
So you've just been doing work in the office. And tons of vinyl records.
Yeah.
Hey, do you think I can talk about that now? Will this be out by the time that they're up?
I should hope it would be.
If not, then this is just a spoiler. But the living room is full of 500 copies of the new Sleep pressing. So Sleep on vinyl.
And it's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
And I named the variant because that's my secret talent I didn't know that I had, is naming variants.
And the variant is named?
Moss and Bone.
Moss and Bone.
Yeah, and it is a moss green and bone white splatter.
On a cloudy clear
base. Vinyl.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful little thing that we both picked out.
It's awesome. Mm-hmm. It's really, really good. So that's going to be up soon.
Yeah.
I love our everything that we do to be art. To be just working on different things of art. It does get overwhelming, especially with all the stuff that I'm working on currently and the things that we have coming out soon. But if we just focus on them every single day, it's really cool.
Yeah.
It's really, really nice just to make this your career. Hard, but nice.
Yeah. I was talking to my friend Heather the other day about just like being an artist, and people are like, when's the new thing coming out? And it's like, you don't understand how much time before the thing comes out has to go into like just accumulating the materials for it. So like in the instance of like a photography book or a zine, it's like taking the photos, developing the photos, scanning them, editing them, designing the book, printing the book. Then it comes out. You know, that
and
can be a
so
year's worth of stuff.
sleepy by the end
You're
of that.
so fucking tired.
You're so
seeing your own shit.
Yeah, you're sick of that work by then. That you're just now showing people for the first time and hoping that they're excited about it. You have to then pretend to be excited about it again.
Sometimes their excitement gets you really excited.
Oh, that happens to me every single time.
It reinvigorates you when you're sick of it until other people hear it, and then you hear or see it with their eyes or ears.
Yeah, from their perspective.
And you're like, oh, cool. This is good, actually.
Actually, that could be another aspect of this podcast too, is that you and I make art.
Yes.
We create art. We do it completely independently. We have many different projects and are constantly working on projects. And I know that there are people out there that would like to do something similar with their life, but the problem is that they aren't doing it. They're just not fucking doing it. And even just because, and we talked about this a little bit before, when we were working on the cover for this thing, you know, we're like, we didn't just fucking draw it. We didn't just use a font. We didn't do anything like that. But even if we were just doing stuff like that, you'd have to know how to use those programs. You'd have to know how to use Photoshop.
Yes.
Or, because the way that I did this cover, you draw it out on paper, and then you take a picture of that, you throw it into some software to create a vector of that thing, you save a transparent PNG of that thing, you put that into Photoshop, and you start to edit everything as a transparency, because you can put that on a billboard at that point. It's enormous, you know? And you work on that. And the whole time I'm working on that, I'm opening different programs, I'm doing different things.
But they're all just, it's this vast set of skills that you've accumulated over time.
Yeah, because the whole time I'm doing that, I kept saying, like, it's sickening thinking that someone could hire me to do this at this point.
Yeah.
And I, at some point...
And it's not even your main job. You're not a graphic
fuck
designer.
No. My God, no.
No.
But to do all your own vinyl packaging, and to do album artworks, and to do t-shirts, and to design all those things, and to work with that software, and then to work with recording software, and right down to just social media. Just being somebody online and how to promote something like that. You and I see it every single day that people are doing it wrong. People do it so bad.
Yeah.
Every day we'll see it'll just be like
we'll just see someone like, go to my store. No link to the store.
No link to the store.
I'll just Google it then, shall I?
They're like, hey, I'm having new stuff up in my shop. And it's like, dude, there was space right there for you to post the fucking link to the product.
We got 240 characters now. There's no excuse.
No excuse to do that.
No.
It'd
be better if you only posted the link to the shop and other
nothing
words.
else. At least people would get intrigued and click that thing and go there and be like, oh, look, a sale. Cool. Maybe I want this thing. To structure things like that, or every day we'll see on Twitter people that are like, some generic bullshit tweet blows up, it has like 100K.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, I guess I should promote something. Here's my Instagram. And then just do the @ for the Instagram. Instead of just posting the fucking link to the Instagram to have people in one fell swoop, they can just click that and go to your Instagram. It would open their app.
Or people just screenshot their Instagram and post that as a photo
even
to
worse.
Twitter.
Here's my Instagram, and it's a screenshot, nothing else. I'm like, what are you doing?
Screenshot of the username.
Oh my God. So like they can't even copy and paste it.
No,
they
you need to memorize
literally have to memorize that, go to a different app, go back and be like, am I getting it right? Yeah, okay, go. No, like seriously, all the people that I saw
I enjoy, though, when someone does screenshot it, you can see how many followers they had when they screenshotted it.
Yeah.
Therefore, you can see how many it's gone up since they posted it.
And it's always 7.
In a reply to their tweet that has 500,000 likes.
Yeah, it has 500,000 likes.
Yeah.
And they never go up.
They've gone up 7 followers.
They never go up more than like 50 followers,
No.
It's like you could have done that so much better. So many people were seeing that. Let's just say that person even just found you attractive. Maybe they'd want to follow you based on that alone. That's valuable too. Maybe they think you're cool. Maybe they don't think you're funny. Who cares?
I guess.
I wouldn't care at all. I don't give a shit.
You're like, I wish people would follow me because I'm hot.
The amount of people that actually, what's that called in, I think it's called a funnel, right? Yeah, like the funnel that goes down to, okay, this many people saw it, as opposed to this many people went there, as opposed to this many people followed, as opposed to this many people bought something. It goes down dramatically with every step.
Oh, yeah.
It goes down dramatically with every step. So you have to make every single one of those things as easy as possible for those person, because they'll lose interest immediately. There's so many people that are like, oh yeah, they're like there are people who I think I would probably follow that person, but they didn't post a link. I'm not looking them up. Fuck you. I'm not looking that thing up. And the remedy for that is just posting the fucking link to your Instagram, like the Instagram.com/your screen name, and posting that so they can click it.
Yeah.
Instead of, oh my God, I can't
then
believe
you'd for sure be getting, fucking 20.
You'd be getting more
20.
is the thing. More people would at least click it.
Yeah.
Most people would very much at least click it. Just so many small things like that that we talk about constantly. We're constantly, or my favorite thing is in that exact scenario, they'll still put the @ in front of it so that it links to someone on Twitter.
Someone else's
Twitter. And they don't fucking care. They don't know.
They don't care. They're just adding someone.
They are as bad at social media as old people.
As our parents are.
Yeah. They are just as clueless.
I mean, not as my mum uses hashtags on Instagram. She's pretty with it.
Your mom's great at it. at most older adults.
Yeah.
Because we're adults.
I suppose.
But we fall into such a
legally
a good a good age range of just like
we are the perfect age range for the
Thank
internet.
God, because
I
I'll
feel.
see 20-year-olds that are just using their smartphones like Neanderthals. They are just. It is so hard for me to watch. Mm-hmm. They're just screenshotting stuff instead of posting links. They're sharing stuff that's been already shared over here, that's been already shared over here, and they're screenshotting their whole phone and not cropping it so we can see their fucking percentage.
We had the privilege and joy of growing up with the internet, I feel like.
Yes.
Alongside it. You know, we didn't go straight to Twitter, straight to smartphones. We had to go through MySpace, putting our own like custom HTML to make some like purple and black gothic background.
We needed during the MySpace era.
Yeah,
you needed to learn a little bit of coding.
Mm-hmm.
You needed to just learn about image sources.
Yes.
You need to just learn about simple coding, hyperlinks. You know,
mm-hmm.
code that I still know today. And I still use today when I'm just like, how do I fix this thing on
my favorite code
site?
was just like big. Open bracket. Is it what the triangle bracket?
Yeah.
Open bracket, small, close bracket.
Yeah.
It would just make the text small. But you could do it like 10 times in a row to make your text like tiny illegible.
Yeah. Small and big worked then. Yeah. And it might still, to be honest. I haven't tried it in 10 years.
But that's like one of my favorite tags to use.
Yeah, just small once or twice on your thing would just make your whole MySpace profile just look more emo.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
It was that, and like my favorite era of editing your MySpace was it started out very like, I'm gonna make it like purple background and checkered.
Yeah, at most, at first being emo was like doing the most to it to make it look like to make it look like a fucking Evanescence fan.
Exactly. Yeah. Just been like, oh, I go to Hot Topic.
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely go to Hot Topic. And then as that progressed, and as emo changed to be just a little bit more hipster influenced.
Yeah.
And it's what hipster meant at the time. It's not what it means now.
No.
What it meant at the time, like 2005, 6. Yeah. Was just so minimal that all the coding was just removing shit.
It was just the default MySpace, but with like the bits that said like about and hobbies taken out.
Yeah.
And all the text just made very slightly smaller.
The text is slightly smaller. The colors are exactly the same. The comments at the bottom are hidden probably.
Yeah.
And everything is very minimal and very bleak.
Very white.
I'm so nostalgic for that exact era because I was like 16 there and I was just kind of like copying my brother's older friends, you know? And just being like, whoa, this is what emo is. This is the new era of emo. And I loved it. That made me the perfect kind of pretentious, I feel like. The kind that was like still self-aware, but still very pretentious and still a fucking...
Still insufferable.
Dickhead, yeah. But it gave you like a... If the purple and black MySpace profiles that look like you went to Hot Topic were emo of the time.
A little more goth influenced. Emo.
Then the stripped down MySpace profile was emo that got me into like modern art. Does that make sense?
Yes, that's perfect. Yeah. That is perfect.
And it also really got me into coding because now coding to me now is still just like display nunning everything.
Yeah, it's just taking stuff off.
Yeah, I don't like this Pinterest thing on my site. Display none.
Get rid of that.
Gone.
I don't like this sidebar.
Yeah, exactly. Gone. And that's how all of flatsound.org is built.
That's how our new website is built. That's how this podcast website is built.
I love the
It's minimal and beautiful.
Though.
Yeah.
It's super minimal. It's super cool.
Yeah. Did you ever on your MySpace have it was a big thing in my friendship group to have like a list of the bands that you'd seen.
Like almost
like competitively.
Oh, I mean, I certainly have seen people like that, but I was never like that, no.
I had like a scroll box for it and I built my own scroll box. I was pretty proud of it. This is pre-minimal.
That was always fun.
You know, this is pre-minimal MySpace when you just wouldn't list your music because you'd be like, people are going to know what music I look like based on what I look like.
Right. And you're like, no, I have to let them know that I've seen.
And I would include every fucking like, you know, you go to see a band and there's like 2 warm-up acts.
Yeah.
I would just include every
them, of
fucking
course.
band. I'd be like,
Yeah, I've
I'm
seen
going to
them.
include the 4 bands I saw at Christian camp.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to include everyone.
God.
Put Family Force 5 on there.
Family Force 5 was the fucking shit in the day.
I saw them at Christian camp.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
And then I accidentally saw them many years later at like a metal festival where they were getting very booed.
Man, that sucks. That sucks.
Yeah.
I can't name a single song by them, but I'm very nostalgic at remembering like my Christian friends liking them, because being
It's
into
so
emo and
particular.
hardcore
Yeah.
at that era also meant that half of your friends were Christian. Whoops. I accidentally
days.
hit stop record because I was laughing so hard at the last joke I made.
You kind of slapped your knee and got the
got the
keyboard on the way
keyboard and-
down and just
Woo,
slapped
yeah.
the stop
I
recording
hit
button.
the space bar, yeah.
Yeah.
But then we use that as an excuse to stretch our legs for a little bit. Mm-hmm. So let me just get back into this. But I'm just now noticing that we are at the 30 or 40 minute mark, which means it's about time to wrap up.
Yeah.
Which is probably for the best, because we don't have any questions, and all we have to really do is introduce the show and tell people where to go and the websites that they have to do. So
Yeah.
let's do that one more time.
You want to remind him one more time? Yeah.
Sure.
So our website is allthespaceinbetween.com.
And our email is allthespaceinbetween@gmail.com. And if you forget any of that, just check any of my social media, because I'm always going to be...
We will for sure be posting
all
about
I'm going to be
this
talking
so
about
much.
for a while, because
Yeah.
I do. And if you're listening to this and you do like it, you do have hope in the show, and you do want to support it, please rate it on iTunes. We would appreciate that. Rate this
Yeah.
on iTunes, or is it even still considered iTunes? It's
Apple
the podcasting
Podcasts.
app, right?
Yeah.
Apple
Yeah.
Podcasts. But just if you're listening to this through Apple in any way, rate it, review it. We would very, very, very much appreciate that.
Oh, one more thing.
Yes.
Please rate it good.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, rate it high.
we.
That would be great.
We had a joke on Sad Soul years ago where we asked people, like, as a joke, to rate it like 1 star, and people started
did it.
doing it.
They're like, no,
We're like,
stop.
holy shit,
Stop,
don't do
please.
it. You're ruining our fucking numbers. Do not rate it low.
People start reporting it as a joke.
As a gag to get us arrested.
But yeah, please do rate us. This is our first episode. I'm really excited.
Are you kidding me? After all the work that
I'm
we put
so
into this, I'm
excited.
so excited just to release this episode and be like, yo,
Yes.
a little podcast for you to listen to at the end of the day.
Just our little
and
warm-up
available on
episode.
all platforms, and a website available, and an email that you can send questions to and all that stuff. I missed podcasting.
I love it.
love
I've been a guest on podcasts. I've never hosted a podcast.
You're gonna love it.
Oh boy, you're in
Baby,
for a
I'm
treat.
gonna show you the ropes of podcasting.
Put those ropes away.
Thank you so much for listening to the first episode.
Yeah, thank you.
We
Means
hope you have a
ton.
wonderful day. And let us know on social media what you think.
Yeah,
Are you excited about the show?
I am.
I am excited about the show.
I'm gonna let you know on social media that I'm excited about
Yeah,
the show.
by posting about it nonstop
Yes.
and promoting the shit out of it so we can get sponsors.
Yeah, so we hope you enjoyed our first little warm-up episode, and we'll be back with another one in a week's time.
Have a great day.
Bye.